chat with Glendora for a while. A chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while. A chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
Hi everybody. That song was written, the lyrics were written by Wayne Collins in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And he was helped by his good friend Bill Banker. They were both Christian Scientists. And it was their delight to give us this little song, and we're appreciative. Wayne was a viewer of the SS Glendora from 1955 to 1962 on WRGB Channel 6, Albany, Schenectady, Troy, the flagship station of General Electric Broadcasting. Those days are all gone now, but it was a great time. Now, welcome Queens, this is your special edition with 69 TV stations. I'm certainly glad I don't have to do a special edition for each one. But Queens is very, very big, very important and significant. And our Bible lesson today is all things work for good for those who love the Lord and know His purpose. Now this is simplified Christianity. God, Christ, and helping others are three words that are synonymous. God, Christ, and helping others. It doesn't have to be Christ, it could be Buddha, it could be any religion. But helping others is the name of the game. If you're sick, the fastest way to heal yourself is to get out and help others. That is what knowing the Lord, loving the Lord, and knowing His purpose is. That is the purpose. Helping others. No matter what, in the end, the only thing that really mattered was what? How you treated others. No matter what, in the end, the only thing that did matter was how you treated others. Now this show has to be 28 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. When you don't get a second chance on it, it's on the SD card. Okie doke. Our hymn is one of the best. Breathe on us, breath of God, fill us with life anew, that we may love as thou dost love, and do as thou wouldst do. See that old helping others in there? You see it? What gives you life anew? What is loving as God does love? God, Christ, and helping others and doing as God would do. Breathe on us, breath of God, until our hearts are pure, until our will is one with thine, to do and to endure. And what is our will one with thine? helping others, all of us together, treating others well, and having a good time doing it. Breathe on us, breath of God, till we are wholly thine, until this earthly part of us glows with thy spirit divine. Let's do that one again. Breathe on us, breath of God, till we are wholly thine, until this earthly part of us glows with thy spirit divine. I think way down deep in your heart you've always wanted to do that. You've always wanted to glow with the spirit divine. You've always wanted a pure heart, a pure conscience. I think you've always wanted that. I think you long for it. That's the oneness of God. God is one. We're all one with God. We're all together. And when you go selfish or ego, you go away from that. And you try to be better than anybody else. Smarter, richer, nicer clothes, bigger house, be the boss. And you always want that oneness. It's always pulling you back. Thank the Lord that it's always pulling us back. Breathe on us, breath of God, and we will be alert and live with God the perfect life, and neither harm nor hurt. That's what you're longing for. It's to live with God the perfect life. I long for it together with you. I want you to help me. And whatever I can do to help you. Breathe on us, breath of God, and we will be alert to live with God the perfect life, and neither harm nor hurt. That's it. You can't harm and you can't hurt. Now this doesn't imply to other people you can't harm and hurt. This applies to animals. And I'll say it right outright, folks. You'll never make it unless you're vegan. You'll never have that peace, that accomplishment, that richness, that wealth, that success until you're vegan. Your soul just will not tolerate this insane treatment that is going on of the animals. Cruelty everywhere you look. Those poor animals born into captivity live in stench, urine, and feces all of their lives. And then people eat them? Stop and think. It's clear. Okie doke. Do you want to see the commercial? Sorry, clock, did I give you a headache? I might have given you a headache. All right, this is the commercial. Hi folks, you've heard of the TV show 60 Minutes? Well, the name of this show is 30 Seconds. The next time you go to the supermarket, will you bypass the meat counter and go to the frozen food cases and load up your grocery cart with veggie meats? Hamburger, chicken, turkey, ham. 89 years old, no doctors, no medicine, and my cat is vegan too. folks, you've heard of the TV show 60 Minutes? Well, the name of this show is 30 Seconds. The next time you go to the supermarket, will you bypass the meat counter and go to the frozen food cases and load up your grocery cart with veggie meats? Hamburger, chicken, turkey, ham. 89 years old, no doctors, no medicine, and my cat is vegan too. Well, that commercial costs $1,000 for 5 broadcasts. Now this is broadcast TV, not cable TV. Broadcast TV was from 1949 to 1970. And then cable TV came in. But this is broadcast TV. Channel 6, Albany. Schenectady, Troy, with a huge signal, goes about 70 miles radius, because it was once owned by General Electric. And we sent the commercial to them by computer, by FileZilla, and the word came back that the quality wasn't very good. And I knew what they were saying. There's a big difference between cable TV quality and broadcast standard. And Gregory made it very clear to them that Glendora was not going to do the commercial over. It was a Herculean task to do that 30 seconds. And I just wasn't going to do it over. So I didn't say anything. And we let the days go by last week. And I was pretty sure they were going to let that commercial through with their questionable quality, because they didn't want to give back that $1,000 cash I paid them up front. Money talks? Yeah. So it's going, and it starts tomorrow on the 5 p.m. news. One each day, Monday, Tuesday through Friday. Now, we have been invited to tell jokes at the Chatham Methodist Church, North Chatham Methodist Church. There is a Chatham Methodist Church too. In fact, I'm a member of that one. So I'll read you these jokes and see how you like them. A Methodist minister, he and his wife came home from a church service at Christmas time. She flopped down on the couch and she says, "I'm exhausted." He said, "What do you mean you're exhausted? I'm the one who had to write 5 sermons and deliver 5 sermons." And she says, "But I'm the one who had to listen to 5 sermons." The minister gave his congregation a challenge. He said, "This week I want you to read the book of Mark, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 17. And when you come to church next Sunday, I'll ask you if you've read it." Next Sunday, he said, "How many of you read chapter 17, Mark?" And all of the hands went up. He says, "That's very interesting. There's only 16 chapters in Mark." The teacher said to the boy, "Johnny, I think you cheated on the test. I think you copied the answers from the girl across the aisle from you. The first question was, who was the first president of the United States? She wrote Washington and you wrote Washington. The second question was, who was the president during the Civil War? She wrote Lincoln and you wrote Lincoln. The third question was, who was president during the Louisiana Purchase? She wrote, I don't know, and you wrote, me neither." A man was very close to dying, folks. Everybody knew he had only a few hours left. But he was at home, and his wife baked a batch of cookies, he reached over and he took one, and she said, "Don't eat those. I need them for the funeral." And the little girl was noisy in church. Her mother whispered something into her ear. The girl calmed right down. It was quiet through the end of the service. The mother was asked, "What did you whisper into your daughter's ear?" The mother said, "I told her, if you make a noise, the minister is going to lose his place and have to start the sermon all over again." And the Pentecostal minister got very excited, and he says, "I'm going to gather up all the beer in this town and I'm going to pour it into the river." And the next hymn on the order of service was, "We will all meet at the river." The sign in the restaurant window was blended coffee. The customer said to the waitress, "What is it a blend of?" And the waitress said, "Yesterday's and today's." And the bank robber said to the bank teller, "One peep out of you and your geography." She said, "Don't you mean history?" He said, "Don't change the subject." "Daddy, what causes rain?" "Daddy, low pressure areas, cold fronts, and the first day of your vacation." A little boy and his older sister were in the living room watching a video on the Nativity, the birth of Christ. And the little boy said, "What is a virgin?" And the little girl said, "A virgin is a woman who eats all of her vegetables." A man was a fan of the composer Ludwig van Beethoven, and he went to Beethoven's grave to honor the composer. And he's standing there, and all of these Beethoven symphonies are coming out of the ground. But they're being played backwards, and they're being played in the reverse order in which they were written. Beethoven's Ninth, Beethoven's Eighth, Beethoven's Seventh, Beethoven's Sixth, down to Beethoven's First Symphony. And he says to the gravedigger, "I don't get it. I want to hear these Beethoven symphonies. They're being played backwards, and they're being played in the reverse order they were written." The gravedigger says, "Don't you get it? He's decomposing." An earthquake was reported to be on its way in California, and this couple sent their young son deep into the interior where the boy would be safe with an uncle. 2 days later, they received an email said, "Returning the boy, send the earthquake." A picketer was carrying a sign that said, "Time heals all wounds." And the picketer behind him was carrying a sign that said, "Time and a half heals them faster." A woman at the bridge table said, "When I down in the dumps, I get clothes." And a woman at the next bridge table said, "I was wondering where she got them." A dog was asked, "What?" A dog was asked, "Are you bilingual?" And the dog said, "Woof, meow." Why did the bunny rabbit ask to be changed into a goon within the next 24 hours? Why did the bunny rabbit ask to be changed into a goon within the next 24 hours? So, he could be hare today and goon tomorrow. This camping party, folks, was hopelessly lost in the northern woods of Maine. And they wandered around for hours. Finally, one of the people got up the courage to say, "You told us you were the best guide in the state of Maine." And he said, "Yeah, I am. But right now, I think we're in Canada." A little boy was late for school, and he took a shortcut, and he scrambled under a fence, and the barbed wire caught his britches and made a tear. He gets to school, and the teacher says, "I see you're a little behind this morning." He says, "Yes, it was the barbed wire." "Teacher, draw a picture of the nativity." And the girl drew her picture and brought it up to the teacher's desk. And the teacher says, "Oh, this is terrific. Oh, look, there's Mary, there's Joseph, there's Jesus. What's this little stand in the corner with a box on it? That's their computer." And I asked somebody to come over to help me, and they said they couldn't. There was a death in the family. I said, "Well, who died?" And he said, "The computer." Oh no, let's figure this out. This says we have 2 minutes. Let me count them again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 28. Yep. The word acrimony, means pungent, bitter, corrosive speech, irritating to the feelings. The word asperity means resentment, irritability, quick to express itself in words. The word acerbity means characterizes the utterances of one who is sour and embittered. Well now folks, I hope I timed this right for you. I hope I did things the way Queens wants them done. To you I say, all things work for good when you love the Lord and know His purpose. All things work for good. Actually, all things work together for good. That together in there is just what we've been emphasizing. All things work together for good for those who love the Lord and know His purpose. And we know what the purpose is, don't we? It's helping others. May the Lord bless you and keep you. And may His face shine upon you and give you peace. Okie doke? Okie doke. 28 minutes and 30 seconds.